Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. With you, as always, myself, Vibin. Got my brother with me, Mr. Scott Tripp, aka the Crypto Beast. As you guys know, we like to get together, kind of pick out some news articles that we're seeing in the crypto headlines, bring them to your attention, and see what you guys think about them. As always, guys, we encourage you guys to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let us know what we're doing. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if there are any other topics you guys like to talk about. But before we get started today, I'm going to let Scott take the mic for a second, tell you a little bit more about himself, and then we'll get right into it.
Yeah, for sure. Scott with BigONE, just handle the social media side of things, as well as Asia blockchain community. So excited to be here. Yeah, ready for another day of great crypto news.
Oh, yeah. As you guys know, the market sentiment's been crazy over the last month now that we've been talking. We've seen the kind of go through like a consolidation choppy kind of state, and everybody's kind of up in roars. A lot of news going on as far as like federal interest rates and just all kinds of stuff out there right now. But it's definitely encouraging to see that there's always some good news out there. And just to get right into it today, my first headline is actually going to be coming from Cointelegraph. And the headline reads, Intel to reveal new energy efficient Bitcoin mining ASIC at next ISSCC. So the proposed Bonanza mine promised to be a new viable option to compete against the traditional mining rigs. Let's see, we'll get right into it. That Intel has done design work around SHA-256 optimized ASICs for several years, beginning with pathfinding work in the Intel labs. So the processes used for the mining are notorious for subject to shortages and diminishing sales. Intel would become a competitor against companies like Bitmain, which has proposed Ether ASIC and is still pending release, and NVIDIA, a company that is also struck by multiple instances of declining chip sales. Demand for the crypto mining has been rising steadily despite constant processor shortages and inconsistent production costs. So it looks like the chip shortages are actually, has a lot more to do with just, in the cars and the main, and even for us in electrical components, they're going to be, they're being used here. It sounds like, Intel is going to step in and come out with a high performance Bitcoin mining machine that actually doesn't require a lot of electricity. So definitely going to be interesting to see, but that's definitely some good news to kind of get the rest of this mining burnt up. So, because I think every 4 years with that happen, I think prices get a little bit too crazy as far as the miners, having to be paid out from, all the mining that's been occurred over the last cycle.
That's cool. That's awesome. I love the computer makers working on that too. I'm going to read about this one because I found this kind of interesting. I've heard about it, but I've never really looked into it so much. But Venomics taking over DeFi as a new model for earning more rewards. Vote escrow tokens are fast becoming a popular economic model for earning double the rewards while securing more voting rights in DeFi industry, says research analysis Juan Pelsier. The model secure investors' funds and voting rights by locking CRV tokens away for a period of up to 4 years. DeFi protocol that issues stablecoins have been competing to get voting power within Curve's ecosystem, giving rise to the so-called Curve Wars. Started by decentralized exchange DEX, Curve Finance, the model, or Venomics, have given rise to the so-called Curve Wars. The model secures investors' funds and voting rights by locking them away for a period of up to 4 years. It's just mentioning DeFi protocols that issue stablecoins have been competing to get voting power within Curve's ecosystem, now boasting 23.42 billion in total value locked. Pelsier said the main reason for this is the technology used by Curve Finance is a lot more efficient, limiting slippage when swapping between stablecoins, which in turn makes transaction cheaper. Being able to redirect CVR token emissions towards a pool means that liquidity providers of such pools will receive greater rewards and thus attract more liquidity. So it's kind of interesting. I'm going to have to look a little bit more into it. I have noticed a couple articles on Curve, but I haven't really looked into it too much. but the whole idea of voted escrow tokens gaining traction is interesting. They're saying it's a multi-billion-dollar DeFi industry. They're pioneers of the vote escrow, so that curve. But there is other projects that are definitely looking into it and pushing their ideas into that realm, I believe. So.
Oh yeah, it's that DeFi 2.0, and that's what it's kind of talking about a little bit in that article. But definitely going to be interesting to see how they push it moving forward, going into this year. I believe DeFi does get a sector of the pie in any type of run that we do see when the market does reverse. And I think that some of these newer protocols and these almost DAO type of DeFi protocols are going to stand out a little bit more, just because it enables the communities to have a little bit more say so on what's going on. But to jump into my next article, actually going to be going over to CNBC, and the headline reads: Mastercard strikes NFT payment deal with Coinbase amid a wave of recent crypto partnerships. So without even having to get into this article, I'm kind of familiar with it because I've seen it all over line today. Mastercard pretty much got a deal done with Coinbase, so they will be able to accept payment on the Coinbase, payment or on the Coinbase payment system or their wallet. So you could actually purchase NFTs with a credit card. So Mastercard doesn't want to be left out of this. I do think it's a little bit funny here in the States that it's easier to purchase, through some of the third-party apps with credit cards rather than debit card, which is a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit more secure because you actually use a fiat. But I'm not sure like how the credit. I think they use a little bit different, so percent rate for the exchange or whatever for credit cards. But this is just what we've been reading over the last couple of months. We've seen Visa get into it with crypto with Pro. I think that as Mastercard gets into this with Coinbase, we're just going into a time where I think Coinbase is talking about putting out a wallet. We're going to have smart wallets, and these wallets will almost be like smart contracts. They'll know how to integrate and work with various currencies within the wallet automatically, and then they'll go back to these big payment retailers like Visa, Mastercard, MoonPay, or whatever the onboard ramp is. But definitely going to be some interesting times going forward. And just shout out to Mastercard getting involved, and shout out Coinbase for doing things to keep their users happy.
Yeah, Coinbase is really pumping themselves the last little while, so it's kind of cool to see again that they're doing the same thing. They're just building during this slowdown, right? Like any smart business will do.
And just to go into a little bit deeper, Visa, like when I say Visa has a deal with Crow, that's not only a project that they do partnerships with. They have over 60 companies that they have partnerships with. So this won't be the only, Coinbase won't be the only one that has this Mastercard partnership. I think once you see once Mastercard gets involved and see the type of earnings that come in, or the type of transaction volume that comes in, they're going to go ahead and set up something with various projects and replicate that formula.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I'm going to read the next one. We talked about this yesterday, so I kind of get a kick out of this because we kind of already had an idea. But Crypto.com pauses withdrawals due to possible $15 million hack. The popular crypto exchange Crypto.com paused withdrawals for 14 hours earlier this week, but there are conflicting reports about what actually happened. One blockchain security firm estimates at least $15 million of Ethereum was stolen, but the Crypto.com team says all customer funds are safe. And then it just says crypto security firm Peck Shield published a different version of events. It believes at least 4,600 ETH was stolen, worth about $15 million. The firm claims some of that Ethereum is being washed via a privacy app called Tornado Cash. Several crypto users complained on Twitter that funds were missing from their accounts. However, some also posted that those funds had later been returned. At time of writing, it isn't clear how this happened or whether the exchange itself lost any funds. Sadly, crypto investors are no stranger to these type of hacks. So the interesting thing is, did Crypto.com just take the loss or have some kind of insurance in place just to replace the money right away and just shut everything down? I'm assuming that's probably what happened, and then they lessen the flack that they're they're going to take in the end for something like that happening, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this was a funny one because yesterday when you brought it up, I didn't really want to comment on it because the headline didn't, say that they had been hacked. But in my back of my mind, I've seen this. I've been on this in this car a few times, so to say. But I kind of knew something was suspicious going on. I think with Crypto.com, you have the magnitude of a company that is insured. So they would rather take the loss quietly and pay back all the people that might have been affected by this. But it goes to the bigger issue, and that's the underlying security. Is there security breaches? And I think that's going to be the thing that is going to be the next part of this, that they're not ready to answer in the first 48 hours. So of course they were going to say, hey, look, we don't know what happened. We just stopped everything to be sure, and everybody has their money, But at the end of the day, and they're like, yo, what really happened? Let's try to get a grasp on this before it gets too far spread. So once those hackers get in, if you close the door, that is a good form of security. But I mean, just know that once these people learn how to break in your door, 9 times out of 10 they're going to try it again. So hopefully they find out what really happened. And then, even if they don't make it public, I would like for them to, go ahead and make this secure because, a lot of people do have trust in that blockchain right now, especially with it being so public and having so many eyes from from social media as well as just live media. But yeah, definitely something interesting to watch, and we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll hear some more reports. I'll guarantee you this.
Yeah, no doubt.
We're going to my next one, which is my last article of the day. I'm going to jump over to CoinSpeaker, and the headline reads: Microsoft to acquire Activision Blizzard in $68.7 billion deal. So acquiring Activision Blizzard, Microsoft will be the owner of all the structural parts of the gaming company. In addition, once the transaction is closed, Microsoft will become the world's third largest gaming company by revenue. So this deal was wrapped up on Tuesday, and an American video gaming giant, Activision Blizzard, and the publisher of the most popular games. So according to the press release, the sum of the transaction, which totaled $68.7 billion, the boards of both Microsoft and Activision Blizzard have already approved the deal. However, the acquisition will not be completed until 2023. So I look for a little bit of a hype run on Activision Blizzard. I think, people will read into this and read right past when this will take place. And just kind of go ahead and just put some assets there. But they do go on to say here that, players everywhere love Activision Blizzard game, and we believe that the creative teams have their best work in front of them. Together, we will build a future where people can play the games they want virtually anywhere they want, and also have a chance to earn. So it's definitely going to be something interesting to pay attention to. I know for a fact that this will be really big just because of Microsoft, like in Xbox game players, they're committed to that software. It's been a little bit of a back and forth ever since, PlayStation and Xbox first came out. But I do know that they have a strong user base, and they'll follow this. This will get very interesting to see going into 2023. I do see a lot of gaming protocols. It's the other thing that I'm thinking about. The same way I said these blue chip NFTs could come into crypto and create a token and kind of take over something. This is the same thing with these gaming protocols. If they get to partner up with the likes of Microsoft and some of the in the Intels and some of the bigger players, they're going to be able to come in, maybe come out with a gaming system, and then also monetize off that by having in-game coins that are have value, maybe NFTs. But we'll see what goes on. It's definitely something I'm looking at as this year going into 2022.
Mm-hmm. And my last article, a small dent in the world of things, especially over there, but Chinese authorities crack rug pull scam, arrest 8 individuals. China may have dropped out of the crypto race, but the country's crackdown on related crimes continue as police found a potential rug pull case. The Public Security Bureau of Chizhou City in the eastern province of, I'm not even gonna say, has frozen $6 million yen, or nearly $1 million worth of crypto assets, and arrested 8 people for defrauding its investors since last year. And it just goes in to say that the report suggests that several investors were duped in a scheme that led the alleged perpetrators transfer the liquidity to an anonymous pool, thereafter laundering the funds without investors' consent. It all started after an investor reported a 590,000 yen, or $92,882 worth of cryptocurrency in June 2021. After conducting a thorough investigation, the police arrested 8 people from different provinces, and it goes through the provinces. The police have not yet mentioned the name of the malicious DeFi project, but Chinese crypto journalist Colin Wu reported the platform to be GameSwap. So, which is interesting, and I'm sure we're going to see more action from that sooner or later. I think in the end, it helps the government too anyways, because they get all the funds. So, oh, dang.
That's one of my points. That was going to be one of my points right there. It was like, yeah, man, they did get these eight people off the street. But what happened to all the funds? Did the victims get it back? So that's the kind of thing that I think people should be mindful of when we ask for authorities to help us out, is to realize that, hey, look, these people's services aren't cheap. A lot of the times we could probably solve a lot of these problems or situations right here, in our own space, in our own respective spaces, and have a resolution where people could get some of the funds back. I don't think everything has to go to to the governmental parties and have them get involved. And by the end of the day, 8 people go to jail and money's still gone, and all the investors still lost their money. So it's like, man, robbing, like I would call it Robin Hood, but it's not. It's the reverse of that. But without further ado, guys, we'll jump over to the last part of the episodes today, which is we're gonna take a look at the total crypto market the total crypto market chart. So we're gonna jump over to TradingView right now. Right now, the total market cap sitting at $1.99 trillion. We didn't make it back above that too from the weekend pump, which I kind of figured would happen. But Bitcoin dominance is ironically at 40.26, even though Bitcoin isn't really making any type of run, and the Ethereum dominance is at 18.91. So still kind of stagnant between the 18 and the 19 for Ethereum, and Bitcoin's just kind of playing around between that 38 and 40. I think right here when we're looking at the market, we're gonna probably see a little bit of a pump, to kind of keep the hope alive for everybody. But I think that we haven't really found that support that we're looking for yet to kind of get all this sideline money off. So, however, we will still be here with you guys every day. We appreciate you guys tuning in. But before we get out of here, you got anything else you want to say, Scott?
No, it's great. We're going to be having some fun adventures here and projects here in the near future. So keep an eye out on some interviews or different things that are coming. There's a really great interview right now on, I guess I can mention, on Influxo, as well as Sportquake, I believe is the other name of the company. So definitely check on YouTube on that. And yeah, we'll be having more things happening on there in the near future. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll be seeing you tomorrow.
Till then, guys. Peace. Keep the vibes alive.